So last time, I left off with the video not really giving a definitive answer to who won the fight. And I did that by design, simply because I thought at first Fury won, but he didn't. In actuality, it was Alexander Usyk. And just like the thumbnail and the title, it said the judges got it wrong. But did they? Now, the reality of the situation is that when it came to accuracy, Alexander Usyk was just one step ahead. That's just the reality of it. It's a little bit harder to see that live. And full disclosure, I'm talking about the statistics that I saw after the fight. Not so much in the category of rewatching the fight and seeing a different spin to the whole entire aspect and the entire narrative of the fight. The reality is Alexander Usyk is the best in the world, but now the question remains is what is next? And quite frankly, there's a lot that Alexander Usyk can take on. Obviously, there's unfinished business with Daniel Dubois, and we're going to get to that. The first thing is the other types of fighters that are out there for him right now, especially in the heavyweight division. There's Martin Bakole. Not only is there Martin Bakole, there is also Johnny Fisher, a little green, but he's still there. Moises Otama, he's there, a little young and green, but still an exciting matchup. And why not give a 19-year-old the possibility of beating Mike Tyson's record? Especially when he has about maybe a couple of months left in order to do that. So here's a couple of things that I think is important to understand in the scope of reality in Alexander Usyk's career. He probably only has maybe at best 3 or 4 fights left, maybe even less than what I'm talking about. The bottom line is this. You got to understand that what Alexander Usyk has going on is a very limited time in his career right now. And he has to choose wisely exactly how he's going to go about those last few fights. Do you take on somebody who is youthful, like Moises Otama, and give him a shot at becoming the world champion? Do you take on exciting names that are coming up right now, such as Johnny Fisher, who got sort of, I'm not going to say a gifted decision, but he got a gifted decision, okay? And shout out to Dave Allen, because he has nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to the performance of his fight in that night against Fisher. But either way, one thing rest assured is that Alexander Usyk definitely has Daniel Dubois in his crosshair right now. The first fight was full of controversy, not really understanding whether he hit below the belt or whether it was right on the body. And even Tyson Fury, you've seen that night of the fight, he had his shorts all the way up here. And what was up with that? His reasoning for that was because he did not want to get hit in the body. And Alexander Usyk, unfortunately, looking at videos and reviews of the whole entire Dubois and Alexander Usyk fight, I gotta say, man, that was right on the body and not below the belt. But to each its own when it comes to different interpretations of what you consider below or high above the belt. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think that Alexander Usyk is not invincible, even though he did great. He looked invincible, but you know what? I think there are just certain matchups that are bad for certain people. Maybe Daniel Dubois' forward motion, aggressive style is bad for Usyk. But on another note, Alexander Usyk has literally beaten everybody. He's beaten all the top heavyweights, all the top cruiserweights, and now he's beaten Tyson Fury twice, beaten Anthony Joshua twice. But there is that asterisk with Daniel Dubois, and that's real unfinished business to begin with. So what do I suggest for Alexander Usyk? I think that he takes on Daniel Dubois, and then maybe even Martin Bakole, and somewhere down the line maybe gave Moses Otama a chance, if that is even possible based on the two contrasting ages and career paths that they're on right now. Usyk in the twilight of his career, and who knows, maybe we'll see 5 more years of him. But one thing we understand, and one thing that we know about Alexander Usyk right now, is he is the crowned lineal undisputed champion of the world, regardless of the IBF being spreaded out there. But you know what? Shout out to Turki El-Sheikh. You know what's great about all of this, right? Turki El-Sheikh is giving every single one of these boxers an opportunity of a lifetime. And this is the reason why we're seeing a lot of these guys literally give up their records. A lot of these guys right now, if it wasn't for Turki El-Sheikh, they would be fighting prospect fights, building up, and constantly trying to pad up their records with no challenges. Right now, if you notice, a lot of the boxing records right now are starting to look like MMA records. You see a lot of guys now with 18-5 records, 20-5. Look at Anthony Joshua. He's on his 4th loss, on the verge of going into 5 losses if, let's say, he takes on Tyson Fury in the next matchup. And let's be honest, Tyson Fury has a great chance of beating Anthony Joshua if they go and fight next. That's a great Riyadh season idea coming up. Are they going to do it in Britain? Probably great to do it there because it's a big home crowd and a great economy for the UK. But it also brings notoriety and, well, sports glory to the Saudis either way in whatever city they decide to do it. Just like what they did in Los Angeles with Crawford and Israel Madurov. But that is all that I have for you right now. That is what we got going on for Alexander Usyk. And let's wait and see where he takes his career next. Because right now he is the best boxer in the world, and he can choose to go one way or the other in whatever direction he wants with his career. But for now, it's only time for him to rest, and maybe we'll find out in a couple of months. Either way, right now, in boxing and in the world of MMA, we got a whole lot of exciting matchups, and I can't wait to see each and every single one of them. I'll be here to cover it all. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next content, inshallah.